Hi, in this video, we will understand a very important problem statement that is asked in a lot of interviews. Which dark store should ideally serve the customer? So that is a decision that you have to take, and you have to design the algorithm accordingly. But then, you directly don't affect this decision. It's just that you should be aware of the structured thinking process for such kind of a question. So whenever any such question is discussed, we divide this problem into 5 steps. The first decision is who can basically serve the particular address. So understand every dark store caters to a particular delivery radius. And if the order is being placed within this delivery radius, then it will go to a particular dark store which is automatically assigned at the back end. Now, there's a possibility where a particular radius might be catering to multiple dark stores. So if I talk about this radius, it is catering to 2 or 3 dark stores. So in this scenario, we have to check which dark store can cater to this order within the promised time. The second decision is who has the items, right? So every dark store usually has a fast moving item. But if I talk about tail items, it is usually kept with the larger dark stores. It is not kept with all the dark stores. So depending on the frequency of those tail items, accordingly, this also becomes an important decision making criteria. Third is one store or 2 stores in such a scenario. So it is a possibility that we can split the items, and a closer dark store will cater to the particular address by delivering the maximum items, but then for few tail items the order can come from a different dark store. But in this scenario, your costing increases and you have to bear the costing as a quick commerce company. So it is always a good idea to assign such kind of a order to a far dark store. At least you can fulfill all the items in the order. Also, multiple riders in a order affects the customer experience, and that is something that you don't want to do because customer would have to come twice out of the house to pick up the order. The fourth thing is who can actually take it, right? What do I mean by this is simply, there are dark stores which are the peak dark stores which have the peak flow. So at the peak time, your best store is the most loaded store. And if you get one further order, it might push the queue such that all the orders might go beyond the promised time. So the important thing is you have to balance the load. And finally comes cost and promise. So we have to cater a particular order in a way where your cost is minimal and you are able to deliver the order within the stipulated time. Now, it is not necessary that the nearest store will have the lowest cost. It automat it often depends on the rider availability as well as the traffic situation in a particular neighborhood. So you get data for all of these pointers that we have discussed, and basis on those data points, you have to decide which dark store should serve a particular address. If orders in one area keep splitting or keep routing to a far store, that is not a problem that you can solve, order by order. It is basically a signal that your networking is wrong and you might have to add a store or change the store's assortment, or you might have to repool the inventory so that the right things sit closer to the demand. So this is how you answer this kind of a question. In the subsequent videos, I'll keep on sharing a lot of such insightful questions that are asked in typical interviews. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you are serious about getting into category management, I have made 2 courses. One is the foundation course and one is the advanced data course into category management. So feel free to check it out. The links are added in the description. And in case you have any other query, feel free to reach out to me.